Hello, everyone. I am just hyped. I cannot tell you how excited I am. This is really going to just be a talking to you video, just talking about what we saw in the trailer and also just The Matrix in general. If you have not seen these movies, I appreciate that you clicked here. We will talk about some spoilers in a bit. I'll warn you before we do, but I am pumped. I cannot tell you how excited I am because this is like, to me, I know that a lot of this is nostalgia. So, the nostalgia people, like the people who hate nostalgia, I get it. It's like, oh, old thing comes back, guy excited. I understand, but you have to understand that growing up, I loved The Matrix, and I still do. These are movies that I own actually on 4K. Not That's not like a humble brag or anything. Just I cared enough to buy them to watch them again. I've recently shown them to my wife Jill, and we watched through all of them, and she loved them as well. And I am not a unique fan, but I am in the minority in the fandom of The Matrix, where I actually liked kind of everything. I loved the first movie. I really loved Reloaded as well, and I still really, 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 really liked Revolutions. I know that this movie, this one especially here, it gets a lot of flack in terms of covering a lot of stuff that a lot of the fandom didn't care about. I personally loved it with the war between Zion and the machines, all this stuff that they talk about. So, seeing the new Matrix trailer, it's incredible to me to see Keanu Reeves back in action. Now, he is obviously, we've seen Keanu Reeves still in John Wick, and he just kicks ass. Like, he is incredible. And he has got to be one of the nicest guys in Hollywood. Donates most of his money to either charities or other people on set, lives a simple life, doesn't care about fame. He just wants to act, do his job, have fun. He's so cool. And so to see him, one, still down to earth after all these years, and two, coming back as my personal favorite character he ever played, Neo, is insane. Now, to talk about the rest of this, I am going to have to get into spoilers, but before I do, if you have never seen these movies, the tiny, tiny rundown I can give you is, what if everything you thought was real wasn't? Now, I'm not talking Doctor Strange. I'm not talking, hey, forget everything you think you know. I'm just talking, what if the world around you, everything you see, smell, taste, touch, what if it wasn't really what you think it is? What if there was more to it than that? These are incredible movies, tons of kung fu, action, fighting with martial arts, just a ton of different martial arts mixed together, incredible sci-fi, deep philosophy. It's got everything you could want. Do you want to go in, just be mind blasted and watch insane fights? There you go. Do you want to go in, think really, really deeply and get something big out of it? There you go. These movies were marketed to so many different types of people, and I think that that's why they worked so well, that even I, as a stupid teenager in high school, could understand what was going on for the most part, but I get even more out of them every time I watch. So if you haven't checked them out, that's my pitch to you, and we're going to talk about the trailer, because this trailer was awesome. Now, the music choice to me, little odd, but The Matrix is odd in general. And no hate on the artist. I just thought it was weird. But maybe it's because I was listening to it with subtitles on, so I was subjected to lyrics as well as trailer speak. But with this trailer, there are a lot of questions obviously being posed. The biggest one is, how is Neo actually back? Those of you who have seen Revolutions obviously know that Neo dies at the end of Revolutions. He sacrifices himself in order to save Zion from the machines. He essentially fully encapsulates the Jesus Christ savior figure at the end of the movies. We can even see it too. It's very obviously pointed that way, like up there with Henry Cavill's Superman doing this, because we do see that Neo is outstretched on the machine. He has his arms out, and then, they show the cross type image as they burn into him and send a feedback through him to kill Smith and essentially reset the Matrix and fix everything. It ends the war supposedly with Zion, but the thing that I'm curious about with this trailer is how much extended lore it will go into, if any. I don't know if people remember. You'd have to be probably a really hardcore fan to remember this, but there was a Matrix MMO at the time, after Revolutions in the 2000s. It was the Matrix Online, and while the other Matrix games, Enter the Matrix was implied to be canon, didn't really contradict anything, but it was mainly about side characters. And then Path of Neo was sort of like not canon. It was like you were playing through the events of the movies as Neo plus some extra stuff, and then the ending was changed. So it was kind of its own thing. But with The Matrix Online, there were a lot of different things tying into the canon of The Matrix and going on after Revolutions. There was the whole death of Morpheus. Morpheus was killed by an assassin in The Matrix. There was also the whole thing about the RSI, the residual self image of Neo, and if he was actually still out there, tying into what the Oracle said about being able to perhaps see him again. So there was a lot there that was added onto the Matrix universe before the shutdown of The Matrix Online. In the trailer, we get to see Keanu Reeves is back as Neo, but he is taking blue pills. Now, those of you who remember, blue pills were essentially, they were what they called people who were not awake within the Matrix, who didn't know that it was a simulation or a dream. They were still in the Matrix. But it was also the original choice that Morpheus gave Neo. Do you take the red pill and wake up? We find out that that was a tracer device to figure out where his body was in the Machine City. Or do you take the blue pill, go back to sleep, and forget all of this? Never happened. We now see Neo. He is actually talking to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. He is taking blue pills, obviously suppressing the past that he has lived. And somehow he is back. Now, this one is not as, I don't know, it's not as hard to believe, Neo being back, specifically because, one, he is the Jesus figure of the franchise. Two, the powers of the One extend to the real world, and he was able to resurrect people in the Matrix. And three, he was left in the Machine City. For all we know, this far into the future, the machines are able to revive humans if they want. They wouldn't really have a need to because they just can grow more. But for all we know, the machines revived him. We don't know yet. But we see him talking to a psychiatrist. We see him meeting up with Carrie Ann Moss again, Trinity. Neither of them seem to know each other, but they seem to remember that there's something there. And there were so many snippets of action martial arts fights in this trailer. I, in high school, had no money. And I bought The Matrix on a 4 film favorites DVD set in terrible quality. I believe it was $10 for all 4 movies, including the Animatrix. I watched it and I was just encapsulated by it. I loved all of them. I truly, even where the series has faults, I still connected with it, and it really spoke to me as a franchise. So to see it coming back in this way with Neo again in modern day, and with, obviously, Lana Wachowski is actually connected to this movie, thank God, because if either her or Lily didn't come back, I feel like that would be a mistake. I don't think you can really recapture what The Matrix was without them. Maybe there's life after them, in this franchise, I don't know. But to see them coming back, or, one of them, Lana came back, and to see Keanu Reeves coming back, Carrie Ann Moss, what might be a young Morpheus in this trailer, I'm just sitting here blown away, excited. I don't know what to expect, and this is one of those things where, not like shut my brain off, enjoy whatever they put in front of me, but this is one of those things for me like Spider-Man Far From Home. Or, no, I'm sorry, No Way Home. Too many home buttons. I am going, oh, my kitty's crying. Kitty, come here. I am going into it with, I guess, expectations to have fun. I want to enjoy it. I want to have something deep here, deeper than just the fights like we had in the originals. But I just really want to see Neo return. And to see that in this trailer, to see him back in fighting shape and in action, I don't know. I haven't felt this way since probably that original Force Awakens trailer, I hope it doesn't go the same direction where there's multiple movies and then I'm a little disappointed in some of the writing choices. But I'm just so into it. I'm so here for it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you like The Matrix? Do you not? What do you want to see? Do you think that there will be a young Morpheus in this film? Do you think that this will involve almost a time travel thing within The Matrix? What are your thoughts on really all of it? Have you never seen these films? You just wanted to listen to some weird guy in an Avatar shirt rant in front of a bunch of movies? I don't know. We all have weird hobbies. Let me know what you're thinking. Be sure to subscribe. and like. I appreciate that. My brain shut off. And hey, also with The Matrix, probably not going to happen this month, but near future, we would like to play through a Matrix game or two over on the Let's Play channel. So if you're a fan of the franchise, be sure to check out in the links below our secondary channel, Degenerate Plays, where we play through a wide variety of games. We are currently finishing up Medieval right now, and also playing through many other games, and soon starting FNAF 3. So have a fantastic day. As always, everyone, stay shway.